freaking neat.
This is like one of, I thought this piece was really dope.
Oh,
like,
wow. Yeah,
like swans,
that's pretty.
I think. Yeah, it's really pretty. And I have a buddy who does photography, just incredible. And he gave me this print. Yeah. I'm going to hang this up.
That's freaking nice.
Yeah. And then we got this from Cosmic Feminist.
I love that. What? You've got so much new art.
And then this is mine. I made this in college for my
made
fraternity.
That?
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
No.
That's my dog's middle name.
What?
Anubis.
Oh, really?
It is, yeah. That is nuts.
Such a dope name. Yeah. So I made this.
That's so good. You drew that?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. So in my new office, which is like the corner, that's cool.
Isn't it?
That's got your name like all over it.
So cool. And then I got one more.
I don't know if I can get this down without.
Oh, I got two more. And we got this one from JPEG Fletcher.
Wow.
It's kind of like different animals, but they're all like vectored out.
Yeah, it's cool.
Pretty sick.
Wow.
And I don't know where Alex got this one from. But this one's kind of like Steven Universe-esque.
I love that one.
Yeah, I love it too. It's one of my
beautiful.
Favorites. And then we got this one up here with Malcolm and Martin as like the Outcast cover.
Yes.
We're gonna hang everything today. I'm so excited.
My art is, Emma came over and decorated my entire house. She was like, this isn't homey enough. Of course. for free for friendship. So I have, you know Janie? She does illustrations.
Oh, what's her last name?
I think it's Rubidoux.
Yes,
Rubidoux,
I do.
Janie?
She was in my class.
Oh my gosh.
That's
her
crazy.
Illustrations are like out of this freaking
crazy.
world. She does watercolor and all this different stuff.
Anyone who does watercolor automatically kills the game. Like, I think watercolor always looks amazing.
I just started watercolor and it is very hard.
But it looked good. It looks good.
Thank you. But it's very like, it's all about like the consistency of your paint. And I'm having a hard time not like, I want it to be free and flowy, and I'm very much like I have to control everything. So I'm like, I'm struggling.
But that's a good struggle. I'm trying to do more things where I struggle because I have a bad habit of doing only things I'm good at. So I really want to learn how to do calligraphy and like lettering type stuff, but I just haven't put in the time yet. That's
something that I've really wanted to do because I have a cousin, Ashley, that does Trooper. Anubis, get out of my plant. He is not.
He just acts like nothing's.
He literally just shoved his entire head into one of my biggest plants. He's such a turd. Why are you acting outright? I don't want this. Like, I just.
But I want to play. My dog does the same thing. He just happens to be sleepy today.
Let me go put him in his room with his dad because this is going to be all day.
20 minutes later.
Okay. Okay. What is up, dropouts?
Stop.
Welcome back to another successfully awkward episode of Wisdom by Design. This is episode 9. Episode 9.
9 fingers.
But welcome home.
Welcome home.
We are a podcast for the creative looking to enrich their life with knowledge. We won't be giving you 3 ways to get rich quick. We are for the college avoider, the corporate dropout, the person burning the midnight oil on their next big project. You, me, us.
Maybe.
We are here to talk with you. Offer up the processes that work for us in our business and to be real about the ones that don't. And honestly, that's the most important part. That is the most important part. That is what we've been getting the most feedback on, is the fact that we know that we don't know everything. And we are proud to share that with you.
100%.
So we hope that this might be your new fave podcast.
Yes. Hello, Jessa. How are you today?
Hello, Cameron. How are you?
I am doing wonderful
Wow.
in the new year of 2021.
The new year of 2021?
Who would have known that the year would go from 2020 to 2021? I didn't have an idea.
You know,
and now I do.
Completely lost. I had no clue that there would be a new year.
I had no idea.
2020, it feels like December 37th, 2020, to be real fair.
I think it would be 38th.
38th?
Because there's 31 months, 31 days in December. Yes, 38th.
We're going to say the 38th day
38th
of December.
Day of December 2020.
I stole that joke from my husband, so I have to give him credit for that. He said it yesterday and I died. Like, I was like, what?
I saw it a couple times yesterday too.
Did you?
It's so funny. I saw one where it was like 2020 disguised as something else, and then 2021 supposed to be disguised as like something good, and it's really just as bad as 2020
and a freaking yeah. That's literally how it is. So
but it's what we make of it. It's what we make of it. Okay.
It really is. And that's why we're here, because you know, we're going to talk about our very first struggle of the week. As I hit my microphone, I'm just going to punch it. Karate chop her.
How do you speak? Yeah, that. I was unsure. Okay, let's go.
You know, so here we are. Here's my microphone. I'm in a new place now. This is my new apartment. It took me 30 million days to move. Cam knows.
I know. 14 days is a long time to move.
Good gravy. But listen, this is where we screwed up. And this is where we give tips, right? On this podcast. So I'm going to give everybody a tip. Okay. I think that's fair. I think I would be doing everyone a disservice if I did not tell them where I screwed up. We thought because we were moving from one apartment building like down one apartment building that we wouldn't need a U-Haul. So we were just going to throw everything in the car, run it over, throw everything in the car, run it over. Turned out to be a 2-week thing. So just so y'all know.
They probably thought 14 days was an exaggeration, but it's not. It's the truth.
Well, I mean, our apartment complex is wonderful, and they gave us that time. They were like, we know it's the holidays. Everybody's going to be moving in and out. Like, take your time, blah, blah, blah. And I mean, we got it down to the dang. We didn't get home till 3 a.m. when we were supposed to turn those keys in. We were so tired. So you guys rent a dang U-Haul.
Rent a U-Haul, and if you got it, rent a moving team.
Rent a moving team.
They know how to do it efficiently. They know what they're doing.
I have to give a shout out to the friends that drove.
That was your moving team.
2 hours. That was our moving team. Freaking Carl, Mark, Lisa, Michelle, Heather, Teresa. I don't even know Teresa, and she showed up anyway. Okay. Teresa was like, what's up? I don't know you, but I'm going to move your shit. And I was like, that's dope. Like,
that's the most intimate we could get. We're friends now.
I adopted her. Okay. Mm-hmm. I had to. And she's also a fellow plant mom. So that just, the universe said, hey.
Oh.
Right?
Plant mom. Oh.
And then also Randy, Felicia, Alicia, all my girls here in St. Louis. Like, I'm telling you, like, our friends. And then Emma came over here and helped clean and decorate. Like, she did my dishes. I was like,
that's love. I don't do my own dishes.
Right, me either. My husband does the dishes.
I'm lying. I did the dishes.
Sometimes when we have to.
I hate doing dishes.
I do too. But you know.
All right.
So is that our struggle of the week? Is hating dishes? No.
You got to get real. It's time to get real, Jess. I know you don't want to do it, but do you want me to go first?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. So this episode, we're especially, it's kind of a different vibe. We normally have like a theme that we kind of talk about, but this episode we kind of felt like needed a check-in update episode maybe. We're going to start something called the struggle of the week. It'll be like a Wednesday thing that we do on our Instagram. And basically it'll allow you to vent your struggle of the week. Because I know both of us being parents, business owners, spouses, the struggles just keep coming. So,
life? What is that?
Man,
is that you?
I feel like I just get boxed up. Life just be throwing the hands, and then I got nothing. I'll just sit here. Is basically.
I'm exhausted. I am exhausted.
We were going to give you guys a space to kind of let us into your struggles of the week with your business, with your life, with whatever you got going on. So this
anything
week,
too.
Yeah, anything. We're just here. We want to be a support. We want to be a safe space for the people who support us. My struggle of the week, this week was kind of weird because we go from 2020, which again, I know you guys are tired of me saying it, but I lost my job in July in 2020, and I was this amazing engineer who went 6 years of college to be this engineer, and then my world just gets flipped upside down. So 2020 was just kind of the end of that was a rebound, like just scrambling to try to figure out what's going to be and like get on my feet. And I'm
That's
like,
not
2021
that you
would
kind
be
of just get over,
No.
So talk about it, like.
Well, yeah, I guess, yeah. So 2020, I was supposed to have it all together, of course, in my head. And then 2021 comes, and I don't know why. It's like they're both days. You know what I'm saying? Like 2020 was one day, and then 2021 was the next day. And it's like, why does a change in day give you that much of anxiety? So I basically woke up on the first of the new year, January 1st, and I was just overwhelmed with anxiety. I was like, I felt like I was being rushed. Like I woke up and I felt like I had to get to like the airport and get on a plane or something. And I was like, what is going on? And my chest was like, I bet you my blood pressure was high all day.
That is literally how I've been feeling for the last week. Seriously, like exactly like that tightness in your chest. Like you feel like you're missing something. You're supposed to be there. Like the getting on a plane example is
that's the most stressful.
Knows the anxiety.
Yes. Because if you miss this, you might never make it to where you're supposed to go. So
I've missed a plane one time in my life and I cried. Okay.
I would too. I would probably cry multiple times. But yeah, I woke up feeling that way and I'm like, what is going? And me being trying to be more like reflective and intuitive, I'm like, what is going on? Why do I feel like this? Is there a reason that I could have this feeling? Did me and my wife get in a fight last night? Like, what did I miss? It was that type of like anxiety. And then I kind of let it like sat in a little bit and I realized, I kind of realized I was stressed because I had said in 2020 that 2021 was going to be the year. It's going to be a year that everything takes off. It's going to be a year that all of it is fixed. You're making everything you need to make. And I guess I had given 2021 an unrealistic expectation. Ooh. So of course, when the year rolls over, that expectation shows up and I'm like, well, I got to be doing it on the first, right? I have to have it all figured out by the first day of January, right? And I kind of expected.
We do that?
I don't know. I don't know.
Like, you know, I feel like, and I saw people talking about this the other day, and I'm sorry to interrupt you because that's like, you literally just sparked this.
You're fine.
They talk about how we always do these new year, new resolution, new year, new me, like all this. And the thing is that change takes time.
It does.
Like change takes time. And it's just like with us trying to work on self-reflection and actually looking into ourselves to figure out, okay, what needs am I not meeting in myself? Sure. And then that translates into our business. We're trying to be more intuitive about those things. When you talk about making these New Year resolutions, people automatically assume that they can just jump right into them. And that's why they never work. It's because those things that you want, those are habits. Those are habits that you have to build into. And every single year, I want to go to the gym. Every single day. When you've not, I had not been to the gym in months. And I'm like, my butt's going to go to the gym now. No, you have to work up to it. So instead of saying, I'm going to go to the gym every single day, I was like, you know what? Once a day, I'm going to do something to move my body. 100%. It doesn't matter if I go outside and walk for 5 minutes. Yep. Yeah. And, that was one of the things, thankfully, that I picked up from my coach. But, I didn't have that realization when I was doing it. So I feel like 2021 has all this anxiety behind it because everybody's so ready to get rid of 2020.
Yes, that might be it.
Yeah. I feel like that is because we've all been struggling. It's been traumatic for everybody. Like it's literally
Yeah.
been a shit show.
Yeah.
2020. I mean, look what happened. We just started 2021. Like,
I know.
What?
It's just carryover.
It just carried over. So 2021 started, and then, people are already dying. So it's fun. Not really.
Not really.
But I think that's where a lot of the anxiety is coming from, is because we put these expectations on ourselves that everything needs to be like, our whole lives need to be together as soon as January 1st hits.
100%. And luckily I started this new book. I think I told you about it before, The Big Leap. And basically he's talking about upper limit problems. And upper limit problems are things that are, they could be issues, but they're not really issues for you right now. So he says, as human beings, we decide to take good things and we sabotage them with pain.
All the time.
Basically, you'll be in a good situation where things are going well, and you'll think of this upper limit problem that's kind of out there, and you'll spiral down out of the good place that you're into a place that you're used to being into. So he's like, well, and the whole premise of the book is like, what if you could live 100% of your life in a happy state, or know how to move yourself back when you're out of that state? Right. And I'm like, I'm in. Let's talk about it. Let's really think about it. So I just started that the other day, and I think it's going to be perfect for kind of the mindset that I'm in, trying to figure out, and it kind of goes with this. Have I ever talked to you about the like binge and restrict that we're so obsessed with as a country? So basically,
I feel like we've touched on it a little bit, but go ahead and talk about it.
So basically, we even have our year set up as like a binge and restrict. So we binge on the holidays. We spend from Thanksgiving into Christmas eating as much as we want, buying as much as we want, spending as much money as we want. And then we go into the 1st of January and we funnel that down into nothing and we close it up. And then I feel like that causes anxiety every year for me. So I'm trying to also address that, where it's like, it's okay to be abundant when the new year comes. You don't have to shrink down and tighten shit. You can just live your ship in a regulated manner to where even in the holidays, you're not going crazy either. So I'm really trying to work on regulating days off, or so maybe every 2 months, every 8 weeks, we have a week off and we close down everything and we just maybe go somewhere or do something else.
Yeah. I love that. Yeah.
Just to kind of regulate it. It's ridiculous the way that we live so tight. We just tighten everything down, and it's not good.
Well, yeah, and when you're doing this, nothing can flow through this. Like this is, and this is like, you just have to relax.
It's crazy.
Like, it's that balance that we're all trying to achieve, and it's very hard. And one of my favorite people in the entire world says that balance is next to impossible. Like sometimes it really is next to impossible, because some days you have to be 70% mom and dad and the 100%. Other percent business. Some days you have to be 80% business and only a little bit mom and dad. Like, and it's hard. Like they were talking about how the younger children right now are going to be considered like a lost generation, because this is the time for them to get those social skills. This is the time for them to 100%. Work into those routines and all of that. And I've really been struggling with that. And I know that's been affecting me a lot this week too, because of the move. Like my routine was completely off. My house was trash. And I've got this energetic, beautifully wild-minded 3-year-old that just wants to go, go, go. And I can't provide that for her right now. And I struggle with that. And it's a lot.
It is.
It's a lot. So it's like trying to move out of the binge and restrict. That's a pretty serious process, and it's necessary though. And it's vital. And that's one of the things I had to learn. And I know I have, whenever I'm having a really hard time, I know it's because I'm not taking care of myself. And I'm missing out on my medication. I like this past week, and that's my struggle of the week is my mental health. I struggle with anxiety and depression regularly. This is just a part of my life. It always has been. I'm medicated for it. And when I am taking care of myself and putting myself first, I'm fantastic. But there are some weeks where my doctor doesn't fill my prescription on time. And I have to wait 3 or 4 days, and my medication is slowly dwindling out. And then I miss like 1 or 2 days, and the rest of my week is just gone. Like I'm tired, I'm sleeping, I'm grumpy. Like I feel like crap. Like I'm talking right now and I just feel so disconnected from my body. So it's just like, you see me just in a hoodie and like, I literally just want to sit here in the fetal position and just stay like this. It's hard to be present. And like yesterday, I had my phone off all day because the anxiety of thinking about all the things I had to do and all the people that wanted to talk to me was so overwhelming that I couldn't deal with it. And did I send you a screenshot of my phone this morning?
Yes. And I was like, I don't get that many texts in 3 weeks.
It's
like,
disgusting.
That's a lot. Yeah. That's a lot to have to show up for. That's a lot to have to put energy into. So I totally understand.
Yeah. And it's like, I feel like my struggle with success, and I think this is why I sabotage myself a lot, is because my struggle with success is I know that I'm going to be responsible for being in touch with all of these people. I know that I'm going to be responsible for the overflow of work. Like I'm going to get bigger, but so is my workload. And so is like my responsibilities and all of this. And I'm like, am I capable of handling that when I need medication to help me, like
you're discounting something though.
What?
You don't have to handle all of that, especially in your business. This is the other thing that that book kind of touches on is what is your zone of genius? Your zone of genius is what you should be spending all your time on. Anything else that's not your zone of genius, you need to put that in other places.
Right.
So, and there's virtual assistants. There's things that and that's what I'm waking up to is I'm like, there's other people that do this as a skill. So my 2 hours of trying to figure it out is their 20 minutes of knowing how to do it. So
exactly. And you know what? Did you hear that?
I did.
I have no idea what that was. It was like in the wall. Sorry. But what were you saying?
So instead of trying to take that all on yourself, you can offshoot that. And like me and Alex talk about, we haven't been cooking at home as much because we want to spend and put our energy into our businesses and the things that we're doing. So what does that mean? That means we might have to rely on the delivery guy a little bit more or rely on someone else to maybe come over and make us some meals that we pay or something like that. But that money is still going to end up getting spent, but at least have it go in a spot that helps support your mental health or take some of that stuff off your plate. Because like we were talking about us even getting Sam to do our production stuff. What was that? Finding someone who's skilled to handle some of the load.
Could you imagine if all of that was on us right now?
We wouldn't be this far. We would have stopped at episode 6 probably. We would not be this far. So that's what I'm saying. You don't have to do it all yourself. If you need that day for personal stuff, fine. If you need another cell phone that's for business stuff that you can just turn off, turn on.
See, I did do the cell phone thing. I had 2 phones for the longest time. And the thing is that it was like phones are really hard for me. Phones are very anxiety inducing because I'm a very empathetic person. I love people. I love talking to people. I love being around people. And I take in all of that, their problems, their excitement, everything. So by the time I'm done at the end of the day, I literally just need to like sit in a quiet spot with nobody, just me, and decompress. And when I had the 2 phones, it felt like my life was being ruled by 2 devices, which I know it sounds crazy. And like for some people that would probably be really great.
I think it's still an entry point. You still have to go and you still have to give attention to both of those things. But something that I've tried to do is for business stuff, I make you send me an email or so we. I think I should start
implicating. Right. That's actually a really cool. I think that would be a really great way to keep track of what we're talking about and B, like just making it to where I don't have as much stuff coming to my phone.
100%.
I just feel like,
and then you can also set the times for delivery. So if you are going to message them at 9 p.m., you can set it to be delivered at 8 a.m. just so you keep your business hours intact. And they don't feel comfortable.
I did start doing that because I'm a night owl. Like I'm still trying to come to terms with the fact that I'm not a morning person. I've never been a morning person. Even when I was in high school, I would stay up super late reading, writing, doing my homework, like I thrive at night and my brain is just wide awake. And then I sleep during, that portion, but I always felt like I always was told that wasn't a good thing. That's a bad thing. And Emma the other day, she's like, Jessa, you literally have your dream job. You get to make your own damn hours and you're complaining. Like, she's like, why do you have to get up early? I don't know, to feel like I'm a productive person. And she's like,
doesn't matter.
But that doesn't make sense because you're a night person. And I'm like, I know, but in society, people who are successful get up early. And so like I have like 14 struggles this week. This is
hey, it is what it is. Sometimes that's what it is. Like you said, we wear so many hats that
yeah. Well, and I'm glad that you reminded me of the delegating time and projects to different people, because I had started doing that and I was doing really well. I really think my biggest struggle this week was the fact that I had to move my entire routine from one location to the other, and we're just now getting settled. So I haven't been able to focus on myself. I haven't been able to take a day off. I know personally that I have to have, like, I always block off Sundays and I always block off Wednesdays, and I turn off my phone, and like, that is time for me to clean. That's time for me to sleep, to read, like to not be connected to the internet whatsoever. And I had stopped doing that for several weeks. So I think I'm just, you
kind of set yourself up for it, not on purpose. I mean, you had stuff to do, so but you just kind of set yourself up for it.
When I get unhealthy, in my version of unhealthy, it's because I stopped putting myself first, like 1000%. So
you just need a couple days probably, right?
Yeah.
And next time you do this, you should probably take some time, like take some time off of business to work, and then probably take that next week also off.
I just feel guilty doing that.
No, it's not.
I do, but I'm being honest. Like recovering workaholic over here. For sure. I know all the projects. I have the list of projects in the back of my head at all times. And I'm like, 100%. Well, if I'm not sitting at my computer doing something, I'm not being productive. If I'm not, like, that's just how my brain works. And I've been trying to work really hard on, even if I only get 2 things done today, that's still productive. So like, especially when I'm really like struggling with my mental health, when I'm having a hard time, because that's the other thing that I wanted to talk about is like, this is a chemical imbalance. This isn't something that, just one day I woke up and didn't feel like doing anything. It's literally a chemical imbalance in my brain. And I got up at 7 this morning, but then I was like in so much uncomfortable, like I even meditated, like everything. And I couldn't do it. So I went back to sleep. Like,
not today.
Not today. So that being said, to anybody who is struggling with anxiety, depression, bipolar, schizophrenia, like anything, like it is valid and it is hard. And 100%. Like, if you're running a business on top of that, I see you. I see you, because it's been one of my biggest struggles. My entire business is trying to manage my mental health and be the best person that I could be for my clients. That's always the hardest. So here's to not making your own serotonin.
That's where we're at. That's real. That's your truth. And no one can take that away from you. And I think we have to be understanding and give ourselves grace when it comes to stuff like that. And then also, if you like, because the thing about it is like you still control the structure of how your business runs. So if you know that there'll be moments like this, to have a switch in your business to where you can flip it on and maybe it operates a different way to allow you the time and space that you need.
I love that. Yeah.
So I don't necessarily know what that looks like, but it allows you a kind of a switch over so that you don't have to be so stressed out about it all the time. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you know that that's there, then you can depend on that when you do have the hard times.
I love that. I'm literally writing that down on our podcast right now. Because I never even thought of maybe coming up with a different system that can run when I'm not there.
Yep. And that's ultimately what we want this business to be, right? Like, we ultimately want it to grow to a spot where we don't necessarily have to be hands-on every day. And what does that mean for people who are good at what they do, or who are, because you said society says the successful people have to be up doing what they're doing. But most of the time, those successful people are delegating. They have a team.
Right.
If they've gotten anywhere, they have a team. So
I needed this conversation today.
If you need a personal assistant that you just turn on whenever you're having a hard time, hey, I need you to check these emails. Hey, I need you to send out responses. You can do that. That is totally okay.
Yeah.
Alex is going to start helping me with that kind of stuff, because I struggle with having to give energy towards speaking to people not in person, like on the internet and social media. I have so much. I just overthink it, so it gives me so much anxiety. So she's like, I'll take over sending your emails for you and setting up meeting times. That's nothing. And I'm like, for me, it's so much. So again, that goes to like the delegation, take some of that anxiety off myself. So if you have a virtual assistant that maybe you only pay when you're having a hard time, so she handles your communication and you tell her exactly him or her exactly what to say, that opens you up to, now I got a couple days I can actually get taking care of myself. Go get pampered a little bit or something, if that's what you do. Just you know what I'm saying? Just anything.
Yeah, absolutely.
You can't hear it that much.
Can you hear that?
A little bit, but not much.
Okay, sorry. We'll cut that part out.
No, it was funny. We're keeping it.
Okay. I just feel like a shell. I'm just like,
I understand.
But yes, you're correct. And I don't know why I call that my superpower. Like, delegating things feels like a superpower, because you have to be strong enough to give up that control. Like that's one of the biggest things for me. And I notice that with a lot of business owners is they're like, well, they can't, this is my baby. Like, I can't give up this, this thing. And some of the most successful people that I am so proud to know and love, like, they have no problem asking people to take care of things for them. Like, no problem. And, one photographer that I'm completely obsessed with, and I've known her forever, and she's just the sweetest human on this planet. Bonnie, she from a very early start, started showing me, like, her different processes and things like that. And she had other people help her with retouching, because she was shooting nonstop, and she's such 100%. A talented flippin' photographer. And like, I realized that photographing and retouching are two different skill sets.
100%.
They really are. 100%. And like, they can make or break your photography. And, over the years, I feel like I've done really well with learning the retouching side, just because it was something I've always been interested in. But there are times when I had like weddings or, these giant family get-togethers and things like that. And like, the work was so overwhelming that it was just piling up. And I didn't say, okay, hey, let me see if there's somebody that can help me with these things, who can retouch this for me, or who can color correct. Like, there's businesses now that are thriving, and all they do is they cull, which, do you know what culling is? Okay. So when you upload your photos to your computer onto your software, culling is basically going through and picking all the best images. So like, you're getting rid of like the ones that just don't work. Or if you have like 20 of the same pose, you go, okay, this one's
which one's the best? Okay.
That's
I've done that before.
Yeah. So that's culling. So there are businesses that literally cull your work for you and then color correct it for you, and they return it to you within 5 days. And it's like, wow. What?
And that's what I mean. They're out there. The services are out there.
I know, but like right now, like I purposely did not book any photography for the first few weeks of January. Like you and I talked about that, because I really wanted this month to be able to focus just on the inward portions of my businesses. And I have multiple businesses, you know this.
You do.
So I really wanted that. So right now it's not even like, I feel like it's just graphic design work. That's just, like, because I do a lot of my graphic design work during the slow seasons when photography is a lot slower. So now it's like website on website.
I understand.
Like, how do I do this?
And you have to sit there, and that stuff takes time. Like I worked on a project yesterday that was I'm working with this other, I'm consulting for this other like corporation, and I had to work on some icons yesterday, and that was just like 8 hours of just sitting there. And I hadn't sat there that long and had to comb through that much like design in a long time. It was tough. I was at the end of the day.
I bet they look so good though. Do you already have like pieces?
Do I already have pieces? I'll show you after this.
I can't wait to see. I love when you show me your walkthroughs. I'm like, yes, this is so good. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so I totally understand where you're at. And that's why I was like, we don't have to film, because normally we're gonna open up the show a little bit. Normally on our film days, we film multiple episodes, 3 to 4 episodes in a film day. But I got on and I saw Jessa and I was like, she looks like she needs some time. Let's just talk about what we're struggling with right now. Yeah. And then let's kind of close it up and give you some time to kind of focus on yourself, which I'm perfectly okay with, because like you said, the benefit of owning a business is that it does ebb and flow. So with the ebb and the flow, you get to control how much time you put into whatever you want to put in, which I love. Corporate America isn't like that. The rest of the world isn't like that. No, it's not. So if you need to stay up all night to finish a project, but during the day you got to take your kid to Six Flags or something,
right?
What's the loss? There's no downside. There's no downside.
I think I just need to work on getting it out of my head that like, and they talk about like, okay, so Tony just did that 23andMe. Like one of our friends got that for his birthday, and he did this 23andMe, and it said naturally he's an early riser, like biologically he's an early riser. And I was like, they can tell that like by your DNA, and like there's a study on it. Like there are people from certain like walks of life in different areas, like they're better suited to work during the day, and there are people who are better suited to work at night. That's and I'm like, why is that
uncomfortable?
Does it?
Like we're all data. Like that's what makes me uncomfortable.
Oh yeah, they told him that they were like, oh, you prefer salty snacks over sweet, which is true.
I don't.
He doesn't like sweet stuff.
Makes me uncomfortable.
Isn't that crazy? Like,
I don't. That's why I've never done it. But basically, all they would say is your ancestors were slaves. Okay, thanks. Like that's why I've never done it before.
Yeah.
But it just makes me uncomfortable, because it's like, how do you know this? Like they don't really tell you what's in the sauce. They just give it to you. So
right. Yeah. They broke it down. They broke it down for him, and I think it was really cool because like we knew he was mixed with everything. We just didn't realize how much of everything.
How much? Is he like 10?
Like the thing that has the most is Spanish, so like Puerto Rican and what was the other one? Native American, and then everything else was like
that's so
different
crazy.
Portions of Africa and like all these different European, like he's freaking Irish, and like he's literally everything but Australian. Okay, like like just
the United Nations. He's the United Nations in one person.
He's the world in one person, and it is freaking incredible because like our daughter, she's a mutt. Like she's a Heinz 57.
Have you ever realized that people who are mixed the most look like they're the most attractive? Like it's really weird. It's very weird. I just wonder how that works.
National Geographic did, it was a long time ago.
We're off somewhere else. This is so funny.
Listen, I don't even care. Okay, this is a good topic. Racists suck, by the way. I just had to throw that out there. Trumpers. Anyway, so we can cut that out if you want.
No, you're fine. Keep going.
Okay, good. The rage in my body from yesterday's activities. So that I don't even know.
National Geographic. We were talking about
Geographic.
Yeah.
they said in like something crazy, like the year 3000 or whatever, like it's a long way down the line. But if we keep reproducing the way that we are, everybody's going to be mixed. And it's going to be like this beautiful freaking, like they're so literally, weird. It's gorgeous. Like all these people that they were showing, like what everybody would look like in the year of whatever. I was like,
it's crazy, but you want to know
why couldn't I have been born then?
If society goes at the same speed, they'll still find something to call each other different about. Do you remember that Fairly Odd Parents episode where everybody was the same gray blob and they still found ways to make themselves different?
Isn't it amazing that Fairly Odd Parents had a great story in it? Like
they did. Other than Timmy didn't really deserve those odd parents. He had other friends. What was the other kid's name? The blonde kid? He definitely deserved some fairies.
Listen.
The kid's life sucked.
I don't even know. No, I actually, that's crazy that you brought that up because there is a wonderful author that I get to work with, and she is doing an event on colorism in this year.
Got you.
And she is, we're building like her website and all of her flyers and everything for it. And they are literally, she has like all these panel people, all these speakers. I keep hitting the microphone. I talk with my hands. You guys know this by now. It's episode 9. And I just so happen to have the microphone in the wrong spot. But anyway, she's doing this incredible colorism event because she's talking about racism within the Black community. And like, it blew my mind because even with my husband being mixed, with my daughter being mixed, like they talk about all the time how you will get treated differently depending on where you're at and who you're with. And
100%.
Like if somebody's 100% African-American versus, this and,
Cass gets a lot of love. My son gets a lot of love. Everybody, it's almost like everybody sees him before they see me kind of thing.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Sophia. Oh my gosh. Everybody forgets she's Black.
Yeah.
Like I'm
100%.
seriously, like
100%.
I can't tell you how many conversations I've had with people, and like, especially with everything political that's going on. And they're like, oh, they want to say these things to me and they're very sideways. And I'm like, you realize that my child is Black. Oh, well, she doesn't look.
Yeah. We have those same problems. We have like family members that support like things that obviously go against Black people, and we're like, you don't have a relative
grandchildren,
who is
relatives, people who love you.
What are you doing? Like, I don't know. That's a whole different conversation.
That's a whole other episode. That's a.
I don't know. It's frustrating.
It is,
but I think we did it.
Yeah. Thank you.
And I hope you feel better. I do. Hope that you got to laugh a little bit.
I did. This actually made me feel really good.
Right, cool.
I need my brain to just cooperate, and then I'll be there.
Right.
But no, I needed this. So I'm glad that we showed up today and we did it. That was the most important part.
We did it, guys.
So you guys, please tell us about your struggles.
Yes.
We know that this year and this new year is going to be a whirlwind, but we are going to learn and grow with you too. And we want to be able to help you and have these open and honest conversations, because I don't even know where I would be in my business if I hadn't met somebody else, Cam,
100%.
who was interested in just growing as a person.
100%.
So, you guys message us, call us, tell us, please don't call me. I had 7 missed calls yesterday. I don't, please, I'm done. But no,
texts were bad.
Text. How many texts did I have?
75.
Do you remember? 75.
It was a crazy number.
You guys, I will post it so you can see it.
Crazy. Yeah, you should post it. That's crazy.
It's making me sweat. Okay, just thinking about it.
You normally sweat,
it wouldn't be an episode if Jessa wasn't sweating. So anyway, thanks for tuning in again. This is episode 9 of Wisdom by Design. Please tell us what your struggle is. Meet us on Instagram. We're at Wisdom by Design podcast. Everything is spelled exactly as it sounds. We're also on YouTube. If you're watching this on YouTube, thanks. You found us. Hit that subscribe button because you need to know when we're going to. Yeah, like,
comments,
subscribe. share,
Share, 100%.
If you want to support a small business and you don't have any cashola, that is literally the best thing you can do. Is 100%. Just participate, subscribe. It really helps us out. It seriously gets us in front of all the people we need to be in front of. So see us there. And if you have any questions and want to talk to us directly, you can email us. We are wisdombydesignpodcast@gmail.com. So I think that's it.
Okay.
This is Wisdom by Design. I'm Jessa.
And I'm Cameron.
This is Jessa.
This is Jessa.
Jessa.
I'm not, but we appreciate you guys being here and following us and actually like enjoying the episodes, because we're putting everything we got into this, because
everything
we want to be open, we want to be honest, we want to give you guys a platform to be able to do the same thing. So we appreciate you guys. We'll see you guys on episode 10 next week, and
tune in next Friday. Maybe I'll have more energy then.
All right, peace out, Jessa.